All right, awesome. So thanks again, everybody, for attending our Inside ProsperWorks series. This one is going to be on winning with the inbox extension. Now, if you have any questions throughout the webinar today, feel free to type them into the GoToWebinar, or if you want to join the conversation on social media, please tweet at us with the hashtag InsideProsperWorks, and then we'll go ahead and get to some of the questions at the end of the webinar once we're done presenting, but feel free to type those in throughout, and then we'll get those answered, or you can reach out directly to your account rep to get questions answered as well. Just a quick background on myself. My name is Kyle Warren. I'm an account executive here at ProsperWorks. Been with the company for about 1.5 years, so it's been awesome to see the massive growth and success we've experienced over the past 1.5 years at ProsperWorks, and the ways that we've really been able to build and scale out our product to provide a really strong solution to our clients. I actually used, before I came to ProsperWorks, Salesforce and Outlook for many years, so switching over to G Suite and ProsperWorks and being able to leverage the integration between the two has really helped me become such a more successful salesperson. I'm really excited to share it with my clients day in and day out, and everyone on this webinar here today as well. So just some quick background on ProsperWorks for those of you that might not be familiar. We've been around for about 4 years, out of the market for a couple of years out of beta testing, and really our big differentiator is the fact that we are Google's recommended CRM. So we're the only CRM that they will officially recommend to G Suite users, which I assume most of you are. And the reason being is we are so tightly integrated with them. So we're pushing and pulling data between the two systems very easily. And we're actually also built on their material design. So from a look and feel standpoint, ProsperWorks is very similar to what you're used to already inside of Inbox and inside of the rest of the G Suite. Which really helps adoption amongst the team. When we're learning a new software, it can be difficult to get salespeople to do something new. But when we're learning a new software, being something that's familiar and already so much like what you're used to already and fully integrated really helps get us up and running and be successful with our CRM right away. And so for those of you that might not be familiar, Google Inbox is a new way that Google released a couple of years ago and has been developing for you to interact and access your emails other than Gmail. So you can go into Gmail to access your emails, or you can go to Google's new Inbox tool, either on your mobile phone, on your desktop, or on their web browser, which we're going to talk about today with our extension. So I just want to highlight some of the things that we can do inside of Inbox that's a little bit different than Gmail. Some of the things that I really like is it actually helps bundle your emails together. So if we look here on the left side, right away it's bundled these 4 different types of emails together for me. My trips, I can save emails, it'll look at my purchases or my finances. So if we go into my trips here, right away it read that I got an email about a flight for an upcoming trip, and it's going to highlight that for me right away here. And then any purchases that I make as well, I just updated my ProsperWorks subscription. That's going to come right here for me. So if I need to pull up a receipt for past purchases, I'll be able to see that right away. And then one of my favorite parts is how I manage my inbox is I usually look at it as kind of a to-do list. If something's still in my inbox, I either need to still do something, or I haven't responded yet to the email, or maybe I haven't read it yet or fully understood it yet, so it's going to still be inside of my inbox. And then once I'm done with that email, inside of Gmail, I used to move it into a done folder, but Inbox actually already does that for me. I can just check this box right here, and it's going to get placed into this done folder automatically that I'll still be able to access and search these emails as I need to. And then another thing that I really enjoy inside of Inbox is it'll actually suggest replies for me. So I do a lot of demos. I have a lot of similar exchanges with my clients. So if we look at Erin here, she emailed me. It looks like she's interested in some next steps on ProsperWorks. She really enjoyed the demo. And so right away, based on ways that I've replied to similar emails in the past, it's going to go ahead and suggest 3 different replies here for me. And it'll go, and I can just click reply, edit it that I need to. So that's actually some really great machine learning. It's learning the types of emails that I get, the ways that I respond to continue to improve those suggestions that are being made. So that's some of the cool things that we can do inside of Inbox. Now, ProsperWorks is really proud to be the first ever CRM to release an extension inside of Google Inbox, and actually one of the first companies ever. And the reason we did this is being Google's recommended CRM, we want to make sure that we're always on the forefront of being innovative just like Google is, and integrating with all the amazing things that they're building for their G Suite clients, such as this new Inbox extension. And we're also finding that as Google continues to improve Inbox, come out with new features inside of Inbox, a lot of our users are switching over to it, and we want to make sure that we're providing the best solution to them. And we don't want to have to make anybody be on Gmail or be on Inbox. Use the tools inside of G Suite that are best for you, and ProsperWorks will be there to integrate with all of them. So first thing that we're going to talk about is just how to get this extension downloaded. Now, if you already have our Gmail extension, it's actually going to be the same one. We just need to go into Settings, Extensions here on the left side. And we just need to make sure that we have the most up-to-date extension so that it'll work inside of Gmail or Inbox. So you should have 1.22.3 downloaded or higher. And if you don't have that downloaded, what we need to do is just go here into Get More Extensions. We'll search for ProsperWorks here on the top left. Now you'll see under extensions right here, CRM for Gmail, that's going to be our extension for both Inbox and Gmail. So we'll just click Add to Chrome if it says so right here. You'll also see under Apps, ProsperWorks CRM for G Suite. That's actually just going to be a link to our web app, so make sure that you download the actual extension. And then once you do that, you should see it here inside of your list of extensions. And let's make sure that this enabled box is checked. And then we can also hop into our options. Say you use both an Inbox or Gmail, your work and personal email, but you don't need our extension showing up inside of your personal email. We can go ahead and just hide it here inside of a certain inbox, so it only shows up in whatever inbox we're using with our ProsperWorks account. And then once we have that downloaded, let's hop back here inside of our inbox. And if we look up here on the right side, the extension should be coming up. Now, first thing that we need to do, though, if you don't see that coming up, is just click on this little ProsperWorks icon on the very top right, just next to the URL bar inside of Chrome. And let's make sure that it's available on both Inbox and Gmail if you use Gmail as well, or whichever one you're using. If for some reason it's not letting you click on inside of Inbox, if it's not letting you click this on, you probably still have to accept the new permissions that we need to be able to integrate with your inbox. So go ahead and just restart Chrome by just going to Chrome, quit Google Chrome, start it back up again. It should then prompt you, once you have that extension downloaded, to accept the new permissions that we need to be able to integrate there, and then you should be able to enable it inside of both. And then if we look here inside of our inbox, we have this ProsperWorks icon here on the right. So this is the way that we have it show up, or if you ever want to hide it because you don't need our extension on, just click on the ProsperWorks logo here on the top right inside of our inbox, and we'll be able to toggle it off and on really easily. So once we've got all that taken care of, you'll see right here on the right side the ProsperWorks Chrome extension inside of Inbox by Google. And what this does from a high level is it allows us to manage our CRM and manage our inbox and all of our contacts from a single location. So if we're emailing back and forth with a lot of our contacts, we can make sure that we're really efficient, not having to hop back and forth between multiple programs throughout the day, and allowing us to streamline our workflow all from a single location. So what we want to do is first, I'm just going to cover some of the functionality that we have here inside of our inbox with that extension for those of you that might not be familiar. The first thing that let's cover is getting a new contact in. That's the most important part of a CRM, is getting our data in quickly and efficiently. And we make that so easy for you here inside of Inbox. If I get an email from somebody new that I haven't already entered inside of ProsperWorks, such as Ian here, right away it's going to prompt me to enter him in as a new contact. And what we also do is we actually do a scrape of several different sources to try to grab contact information on this contact for you. So for Ian here, first thing we did is we looked at his email signature. We tried to grab information there. We got his job title, a couple phone numbers, his address. And then we also looked inside of my Google Contacts to see if I've already entered Ian in Google Contacts, and we'll pull information from there. And then we've also built a tool that's actually going to take Ian's website from his email domain, and we're going to go onto his website to try to pull information, as well as searching public APIs such as LinkedIn and other social media profiles. So with that, we got his LinkedIn profile. We got a ton of information on Ian's company, a quick overview, when they're founded, and all their corporate social media profiles as well. And then with just 2 clicks, I can go ahead and capture all this information and enter a new contact into ProsperWorks. Now, once somebody's entered into the system, if we just run our mouse over their name, Right away, their profile is going to come up here on the right, structured just like we're used to inside of our full-page web app or inside of our mobile version of ProsperWorks. So we have our details, name, phone number, email address, custom fields. And then our activity feed here will be any communication that we've had in the past with Jacob. So when you enter someone into ProsperWorks, we'll actually pull in any emails that we've exchanged over the past year with them. And that's going to be emails that I'm exchanging or emails that my colleagues inside of my ProsperWorks account are exchanging with this contact. And then moving forward, any emails that are sent and received will continue to be ingested into the system as well. So that allows us to see on the left here just a single email chain or just the emails that we've exchanged in the past with Jacob here. And then on the right, I'll be able to see all the emails company-wide that we've exchanged with him so we can make sure that we're all on the same page and get that full picture of all of our past communication, in addition to notes or phone calls that we've logged or meetings that we've logged in the past as well. And the next thing we have is this related tab. So you can actually create follow-up tasks and reminders for yourself right here from inside of Inbox. So if we get off the phone with Jacob, we log our phone call, and we know we need to touch base with him again next week, we'll create this task. Let's title that follow-up. It's related to Jacob, so I know he's the one I need to reach out to. And we'll make this due, let's say, the same time next week. You can assign tasks to yourself or to other users inside of your ProsperWorks account. We'll just leave this one assigned to me. And this actually integrates with your Google Calendar. So if I hop over to my Google Calendar, I have this ProsperWorks Reminders section, and that task we created to follow up with Jacob is going to be automatically here for me inside of my calendar right away. And then beyond contact management, here inside of our inbox, we can actually manage our sales pipeline as well. So I can look at all the opportunities that I have associated with Jacob. I can go into an individual opportunity, update it, the value, update it inside of my pipeline, and manage my sales and deals all from inside of my inbox as well. So if we navigate here, I actually can access any entity inside of ProsperWorks right here from in my inbox via our extension. So the only thing that I really can't see is the high-level pipeline view. If I want to see all my opportunities, we'll go into our full-page version of ProsperWorks. Or if I want to be able to access my reporting section, we need a little bit more real estate for that, so we'll go ahead and do that in our full-page web app. But I can do things like pull up a task list here, so I can go ahead and just see all my tasks that are coming due and work through my task list all from inside my inbox as well. And then we actually offer global search. For those of you that are new to ProsperWorks, you might not be aware, but you can search in your inbox or inside of our full-page web application for really any data that we're housing in the system. So I can go ahead and log notes on a contact, for example, and search by those notes right here inside of the system. I can search by phone number, name, email address, any custom fields that we have. So if you talk to somebody and you find out that they're a San Diego Padres fan, but you can't remember anything about them a month later, you can go ahead and just search, let's say, San Diego Padres fan, and be able to pull up that contact's profile right here from inside of our inbox. So that's a lot of the functionality we have. Now, I just wanted to give some real-world examples of how I use my inbox in my day-to-day as well. So the first one that I wanted to highlight is we do webinars twice a week. So you can go to one of our ProsperWorks 101 webinars Tuesdays and Thursdays to learn more about the system. And it's important for us to follow up with those people to make sure they enjoyed the webinar, see what questions they've had afterwards, if they're interested in purchasing a license. So what we do is we email out a list of all of our webinar attendees. And so I can see them all here from my inbox. And I can actually just run my mouse over these attendees' names, and right away their profile will come up here on the right side. So I can see Wendy here is actually my contact because I'm the owner here. And so I can follow back up with her. Let's take a look at the next one, Stacy. Looks like she's my colleague David's contact, so he's going to need to follow up with her. I can actually just help David out and just @mention him using our @mention functionality. And I can let him know Stacy attended the webinar, and he needs to follow back up with her. And David will get an email notifying him. Next example is if you guys are, a lot of you are like us, I'm sure you get inbound leads from different sources. People are reaching out to you. We work with a company called Software Advice that lets us know when they speak to people that are interested in looking at a CRM solution for their business. And so Software Advice will email this lead information over to us. And so for Sydney here, I can just run my mouse over her name, and it's going to prompt me to enter her in as a new contact here on the right. And I can also just copy and paste any information that I need to for all this lead information we have on Sydney here. And then another great example is a lot of times I'm emailing back and forth with people that maybe I'm not aware who they are, or somebody jumps into an email thread. So a perfect example here is I got this email from Daniel. It looks like he needs a proposal for 15 users. Now I can see that I don't have Daniel in as a contact, but I'm familiar with his company. I've been working with some other people at Parallel 6. And so I can see that Daniel is actually the Director of Business Development. So that's perfect. He's the one that I probably need to be talking to when we're talking about evaluating ProsperWorks. Looks like he needs a proposal for 15 users. I have his phone number right here, so I can give him a call back. And then he copied someone named John here to review the proposal, but I don't know who John is either. Let's run our mouse over his name. Looks like we got his LinkedIn profile. So let's just hop to his LinkedIn really quickly. His LinkedIn will open up for us. Looks like he's a financial analyst. That makes sense why he would want to be a part of the proposal. He's going to be looking at the financial aspect of it. So these are definitely two important people that I need to talk to as I'm working on this. So those are some real life examples of how we're using it. Now another question I get a lot is, when do you work inside of your inbox? When do you work inside of the full page web app? That's going to be different for everybody's workflow. But I find personally, I come in the morning, I work with clients all over the world, so I usually have a long list of emails to get back to right when I come in. So I'll spend the first few hours of my day managing my inbox, cleaning it up, getting things from here into the done folder, all the while managing ProsperWorks right here on the right side. And then once I'm ready for a more high-level overview of what's going on inside of my pipeline, or maybe I want to take a look at some reports to see where I'm at and hitting my sales number, then I'll go ahead and hop into our full-page version then. So that's really everything that I wanted to cover on this demonstration today. Now we're going to open it up to some questions. So I know we've already got some in that we're going to get answered, but if you have any others, again, feel free to type them in or tweet at us with the hashtag #InsideProsperWorks. All right, first question, is there an integration with Google Inbox on my phone? It's a really good question there. We will pull in any emails that you're exchanging from Inbox on your mobile phone. So we don't have an extension that lives here on the right side quite yet on your mobile phone, but any emails that you're exchanging, whether it be through iPhone Mail, Inbox, Gmail app, anywhere else, as long as it's running through your G Suite account, we'll continue to capture all that email communication for you. All right, next question. If I create tasks in ProsperWorks, is there an app that helps me put notifications to my iPhone? So you can actually integrate your Google Calendar with your iCal. So I use iCalendar on my iPhone, for example, and so I've just set it up inside of my settings on my iPhone to integrate my Google Calendar here with that calendar, and this ProsperWorks Reminders section is a part of that integration, so I can see all my tasks on my iPhone. All right, good question. How do we relate an email to an opportunity through Inbox? So that's actually one feature that we don't quite yet have inside of the Inbox extension. So there's a couple things that we can't do yet inside of the Inbox extension that we can do through the Gmail extension. The first one is going to be being able to manually relate an email. We can't do that inside Inbox yet. And then the other feature is the email open tracking. So email open tracking we don't quite yet have inside of Inbox. Inbox being new and just having released open APIs, there's a couple things we can't do yet, but we're hoping to have that functionality soon. Next question, can you drag and drop attachments into Inbox? So we don't have the ability to drag and drop attachments. You can attach files via Inbox. So if we go to our related tab here under Jacob's profile, we'll go to our files section, and we can upload files right here, but we wouldn't be able to drag and drop them over into ProsperWorks. Next question, is there a way to automatically convert a one opportunity to a project? So we don't have the ability to do that. You can, on a one opportunity right here from our inbox, create a new project. So if we go to an opportunity here, we can change the status to one, and then we can go ahead and just create a new project by going to the related tab and creating a new project right here, all from inside of our inbox. All right, next question. We signed up For our ProsperWorks license with our company email address, would it work better to have the license be registered to our Gmail address rather than office email through Outlook? So that's a great question. Now you can access ProsperWorks through either Gmail or Outlook. Doesn't matter, our full page web application will still work for you, but to integrate your emails and to be able to take advantage of this extension, I would recommend using your Gmail account because you're going to be able to take a full advantage of that integration we have with G Suite if you're using it through a Gmail account as opposed to an Outlook account. All right, next question. Can you switch back and forth between Gmail and Inbox? Absolutely. So I can log into my Gmail, I can log into my Inbox. It's going to work just the same in both. So if we go to our Gmail here, we'll see it's going to pop up right away with my extension here. It's totally up to personal preference. You can have both open and running at the same time with the ProsperWorks extension. So totally up to you there. All right, next question. Are we able to build a pipeline with stages right inside of Inbox? We wouldn't be able to do that. For things like customizing the system and setting up custom fields and things like that, it's more that back-end admin kind of work. That's an example of something that we would need to do inside of our full-page web application. All right, next question. How can I create a lead from an email? That's a great question. So if we just run our mouse over somebody's name again, such as Ian here, you'll see it's prompting me to enter him into ProsperWorks, and I can pick if he's a person or if he's a lead when I enter him into the system. You need to make sure that you have leads enabled inside of your account. So if you're not seeing this lead option here, you probably need to hop into your system settings and enable leads. Next question, when I add a person in the Inbox extension, does it add it into ProsperWorks automatically? So yep, definitely it does. So being a web-based application, anything that I do here inside of my Inbox extension or inside of my mobile app or anywhere that I'm accessing ProsperWorks will be reflected everywhere else inside of ProsperWorks. So if I update a contact here or enter a new contact here, right away you'll see it and your colleagues will see it inside of our full-page web application and inside of our mobile app as well. All right, next question, can ProsperWorks sync with Outlook email? No, so we do only integrate with G Suite. If you do use Outlook, we do have a BCC email address. So when you're emailing people, you can include an email address that ProsperWorks provides for you into the BCC line to be able to get that email into ProsperWorks. But to take advantage of the inbox and to have all your emails automatically sync, that is going to be just with people that are using G Suite. All right, next question. I'm not doing anything with my pipeline. Any ideas of how I can get it started? So I would recommend reaching out to your account representative here at ProsperWorks. They'll be able to help you out, maybe provide some ideas on how you can get things set up inside of your pipeline. But the main functionality of the pipeline is to really track our workflow. So we can track either our sales workflow when we're trying to close out deals or bring in new business, or we have a lot of clients use it for more of a project management workflow to track where they're at in onboarding new clients or completing projects for their business. So if you have any set steps or workflows for the business, you can go ahead and make sure that those are being tracked inside of our pipelines and opportunities section. Next question, what's the way to mass email a group or contact type? MailChimp? I would definitely recommend MailChimp. So we have a really great integration with MailChimp where I can add contacts from ProsperWorks right into a MailChimp email marketing campaign. So I could filter down for a specific contact type, add them into that campaign inside of MailChimp. So I would highly recommend utilizing that. That is something that's available just inside of our professional and business editions. So if you're in that basic edition of ProsperWorks, feel free to reach out to sales@prosperworks.com or your signed account executive, and we can get you some more information there on that MailChimp integration. All right, next question. What's the difference between a lead and a person? That's a really good question that comes up a lot. So we probably utilize about 50-50 if our clients are utilizing leads or not. It's really going to depend on your workflow. So what's nice about a lead is we can really think of our lead section as more of our prospecting bucket. So if you're purchasing lists of people to reach out to you, you get a lot of inbound inquiries, but you still need to get a hold of these people. You still need to qualify them. and you want to be able to focus on the prospecting separately from the people we're trying to close out, then you can first enter them in as leads. And then once you've gotten a hold of them, you've qualified them, maybe you have a meeting set, and you're ready to start more actively tracking them inside of your sales process, then we'll convert them from a lead into a person at that time and create an opportunity as well to start tracking them there. So if you sign up for a trial of ProsperWorks, for example, we get thousands of people a day signing up for trials, and we need to reach out to them to see if they're legitimately interested in purchasing our system. So they'll come in as leads. Our sales development team will reach out to them. Once they get a demo set for someone on the account executive team like myself, then we'll convert them from a lead into an opportunity so I can start tracking all the opportunities that I need to close out inside of my pipeline. All right, next question. How do I set a reminder from within Inbox? So inside of your Gmail extension, you'll have the set a reminder up here on the right side. We don't have that inside of Inbox, but you can still create a task right from inside of the inbox. So if I'm talking to Jacob, his profile will be up here if I open up an email from him, and I can set a reminder for myself using our tasks right here on the right side. Awesome. All right. Well, looks like we're coming up on the end of the session. If you have any other questions, again, feel free to reach out to your assigned account rep here at ProsperWorks. If you're not sure who that is, feel free to reach out to sales@prosperworks.com, and we'll be able to get those answered for you. So thanks again for everybody for hopping on. I hope everyone has a very happy Valentine's Day. Appreciate you hopping on the line, and keep a lookout for our next Inside ProsperWorks session.